Quote, intense training schedules, pressure to win and be the best, painful injuries. Given all these factors, it is not surprising that some athletes simply burn out of their sports. But what is shocking to many in the field are the young ages that this is increasingly happening, sometimes as early as 9 or 10, unquote, said by sportssafety.org. NBC News states that there are 30 million kids in organized sports being pushed up to high school sports. One of those 30 million kids being me. I was pushed really hard, and I still am in golf. I practice pretty much every day in the summer, fall, and spring. I have stretches and workouts during the winter, and I still manage to practice. I ended my 2014 season without a bang. I didn't have a good season at all, and I wasn't impressed with myself, and I felt like I disappointed a lot of people, even though everybody said, "I'm so proud of you." I strive to push myself rather than my dad having to push me, because I realized as a kid if I pushed myself harder than my dad does, I would impress a lot of people with the skills I've got. One time I was literally pushed too hard once because I was taking a golf lesson and my instructor pushed me a little bit for balance and I literally fell over. Quote, 70% of children drop out of sports by the age of 13. And a big reason is because their parents push them too hard, states John Sachs, the executive of Positive Coaching Alliance by ohioline.osu.edu. It's a Chicago-based national nonprofit organization. Kids train and work too hard for their sports, kidshealth.org states. Adults push them too hard and it doesn't pay off a lot of the time. It might make them a better athlete, but not a better person. Some kids get to the point where they get pushed too hard, they burn out of their sport or sports. Pushing kids too hard isn't always the way to get them a better athlete. Rather than the child picking his or her sport, push them a little bit for dedication and want them to do that sport, not being pushed to do that sport. Giving the kid the freedom to pick his or her sport is more important than you think. This helps them be prepared for the tough future decisions. We must recognize that a lot of today's young athletes are self-driven, while others, let's be honest, seem to have the competition thrust upon them. Ariel Newman was stuck in the middle of a terrible and unnecessary event in April of 2009. The young track star suddenly passed away due to absorbing dangerous doses of methylsaccharide. Methylsaccharide is a drug that helps and relieve muscle aches and pains. It is also an over-the-counter product. When hearing this devastating news of someone dying like this really opens up your mind and things, especially when someone is only 17 years old. Kids like Ariel Newman suffer just as much as he did to be good at their sport. Kids often get burnt out of their sport because they don't have a break between school season and club season. For example, my sister. She only has 4 weeks out of the whole year to be free and not playing volleyball. She went from conditioning to weight training in the beginning of the year through the summer to school season in the fall, right to the Munciana program in the winter that leads to the middle of the summer. For 6 months out of the year, Munciana overlaps school conditioning and weight training. Another reason kids get burnt out of their sport or sports is kids spend too many hours of the day and week doing their sport. They don't get to interact with friends and spend time hanging out. The kids' time management gets in the way of hanging out with friends and family. Kids often get stressed of not having time to laugh and have fun with their friends, which brings me to my next point, stress. Various kids, actually a variety of kids, are being pushed too hard by having the everyone else than having the better than everyone else attitude, no option but winning, and just competition in general. Kids get overwhelmed easy, just as easy as anyone else does. Kids just need to relax and have fun. Now, I do give a lot of the credit to the parents and coaches who push their child hard to a certain extent. But kids need a break sometimes to recharge their battery. A fully charged battery equals a better athlete. My dad and I used to have an ugly relationship because of sports. A parent-child relationship can go from an unconditional love giver to his or her child to something along the lines of boss to employee. I believe this is the saddest effect of all. Kids start avoiding their parents and misbehaving because they don't have a say in what they do sports-wise. Depression or anger, depending on what the child is like, are some emotions of being pushed too hard. Kids constantly are barked at by their parent or coach, causing them to rebel against the guardian even more. Broken spirits are caused by all this pushiness. Even threats from parents and coaches are said to the kid, hoping this will motivate them not to suck. Some people would say pushing their kids is an advantage, because the more you practice, the better you get.
It's important that parents encourage their children in appropriate ways. Unduly pushy or aggressive parents can actually undermine their children's ability to perform in sports.
Great stuff, girls. Well done.
What was that? Chloe, that was abysmal. Come on, you know what you've got to do here. Get a grip. She's useless. You should be able to beat her with your eyes closed. Well, you're getting worse instead of better. Are you not listening to a word I'm saying? Now, come on, sort this out. Look, I tell you, if you don't start playing better, you're going to walk home.
You know you're not helping, Chloe.
I'm just telling her what to do. But she knows that. She's just not doing it.
You're actually making things worse for her.
I just want her to do herself justice.
That's not how it works. It doesn't help them. The first thing sports should be is fun. It's there to be enjoyed.
I'm sorry, I just get carried away. It's just she's a good player.
I know, but you need to let her settle. Just let her play. Come on, Chloe, you're doing brilliant.
Solving this problem would include parents and coaches having a more balanced approach towards encouraging children in playing sports. In fact, it's when they find balance in the parents' children more likely to enjoy the sports and persist in them. Putting less pressure and stress on these kids make more mature kids, and those kids make better decisions in his or her future. Quote, parents should give consistent support and excitement regardless to the outcome of the game, because the actual outcome of the game isn't important. Well said by the writer Daniel Braff of the Chicago Tribune. How will you parent your children or children when it comes to sports?
Wait.
Carter's.